Pennsylvania. It's the Comic Madness Variety Hour.
This week on the Comic Madness Variety Hour, we are talking Batman the Drowned. We're just talking Batman. We're talking the Mighty Thor 700, The Realm, Incredible Hulk Return to Planet Hulk, and Deadpool vs. Old Man Logan. Now, as a courtesy, just remember that these are going to be very spoiler heavy, and it's going to be filled with some foul language. But I think you all can take it. You're all grown-ups, right? And if you're not, I'll pretend you are.
Hello, and welcome to the newest edition of the Comic Madness Variety Hour. I'm Frank.
I'm Kyle.
And Troy is also here.
Hello.
We're coming to you pre-recorded and live from the Comic Madness Dungeon, and as always, we're here to give you the hottest takes, the most heated discussions, and
hot wrecks
as well, all around the comic book world. So let's start it off. Batman the Drowned, go, boys.
So, newest installment of I guess they're just calling it the Dark Knight's Rise.
Just
Dark Knight's Batman.
Right,
yeah.
From the metal event, which is, as we keep hyping up, still like one of the best things I'm reading on.
Yeah, at this point, if you're not reading it, get yourself together. You're a loser and read it. Even if you're not a Marvel or a DC guy, rather, just pick it up. It's great.
This one especially is one that felt like a pilot to like its own series or its own mini to come out of metal. That's how I felt about all of them, is that there's an argument to be made that as useful as they are for the story of metal as it stands, they're also kind of backdoor pilots to kind of like how Spider-Gwen got backdoor piloted with what was that, Spider-Verse?
Right.
A lot of these seem like ideas that they're thinking of spinning off into something else once metal is done. This especially felt like that because there's so much cool story that we didn't get out of this one shot that kept getting talked about.
Yeah, this one seems to be, it's a little less, like all the other ones were a little bit more formulaic, where it's just kind of a take on a different Batman. Whereas this one, she's not necessarily Batman, I feel like, or like...
Right, well, so the whole universe she comes from is gender flipped, but we don't get a lot of time with her as Batman, like, in that career.
But that's how Abnett writes books. He's always has those books that, like, in the long run, you're like, oh my god, but each issue is just kind of
slow.
And I thought this issue
installments.
was very meh.
And that's what makes me wonder if he's got a plan in mind for doing this character more, because we get a lot of stuff that they talk about but don't show. So we get the impression that this character had a full Bat career before the story we get to see, because she talks about, having this love of her life, Sylvester Kyle,
right?
AKA, I guess, Catman.
Right. Yeah.
And that she like killed all of her rogues like early in her career, so that when Aquawoman like first shows up to the world, it kind of leaves the stage open for them to have a conflict that engulfs the rest of her career.
It's not good. It makes no sense. She comes out of the water and she's just spraying purple shit out of her mouth and is like, I'm gonna drown it all. And then apparently purple shit is just water.
Well, purple shit they talk about, she like splices her jeans with like...
Right, but no, that's the beginning. It's just weird purple shit.
But she's also like turning people into
but that's later.
Dead water.
She's spitting out the dead water people. Two different... That's red shit. Earlier it's purple shit. Later in the book it's red shit. Which was kind of cool, like spraying out dead bodies from your mouth.
See, maybe that's how her power set works, though. Like because the purple is like when she's having the water rise, and then she's drowning whatever the name of the town is.
Amnesty Bay.
Yeah, Amnesty Bay, where Aquaman is from, and then the red shit is for the drowned and her minions.
It's got to have something to do with keeping all those people alive, because otherwise she just murdered Aquaman's entire hometown, and I doubt they would do that in like a spin-off of
none of these. He already said that none of these books are going to be spin-offs. They're one and done. So they say.
So they say, until they're like, yeah, because they all sold out, they're all getting spun off into 5-issue miniseries, which I'd be fine with because I've loved all of them.
Yeah.
It's true, and we were talking a lot about how DC's doing it right and not putting out too much stuff that, like Marvel does their whole thing, will be one event. But there is 26 books to Metal. That's a lot.
But compared to like a Marvel event where there's 76 books,
Right, but then this one, each book is...
And they're all, like, for whatever Clements you have, they're all pretty good. Like, whether they're just okay or they're very good, like some have been, they're not as bad as some of the Marvel books will get.
And the nice thing about the Dark Knights one-shots and stuff, which I don't know if we talked about, but they're written by the team that does the, like, opposing book. So this Aquaman, that's the team, Abnett and Tan. And I think that the other ones were the same way.
They are.
So that's cool because those guys got, their finger on the pulse of that character. So it's not like we're getting completely random dudes who are like, yeah, I don't know anything about Aquaman, but I'll write this story.
And it makes sense for whatever book they're doing. Because, like, Dead Water, if you don't read Aquaman, you have no idea what that is.
Yeah, no. And they totally murk Amnesty Bay? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So they just destroy it, which is probably...
Well, that's why I'm like, maybe that purple water is like... Yeah, they're drowned, but maybe they're breathing the water or they're turned into these dead water people because of it.
Right, because Aquaman is pissed, but he doesn't seem so pissed where he's like, you killed all these people in town.
And there's no way the whole town has scuba tanks or can hold their breath for an event.
I don't know. Aquaman lives there, so maybe they're used to like a bunch of water things happening where they're like, oh, you need to invest in scuba wear.
That's smart.
Keep it next to your fire extinguisher.
Have 5 tanks.
Yeah, just in case.
And everybody's probably got a boat. She's like sunk the town, and they're just all
on boats. Yeah, I guess I would get boats, probably life jackets.
A couple boats.
Couple boats.
A couple boats per person.
Fleet per
Maybe
person.
And then they come in and they're riding in on like these fucking stupid ass sharks or whales.
They're like ancient, deep.
Yeah, they're
like
they're stupid as shit. They're like doomsday whales.
Oh god! So you think that they're part of doomsday, so therefore that's why you hate the book?
No, I just hate the book because it's bad.
So where would you rank this out of the...
This is the worst.
This is the
definitely worst. And it's all just weird. All of these books happen because these people have fucked up, and I guess you're supposed to feel bad for them.
Well, I don't even know if they fucked up or it's just like
they fucked up. This lady's like, I killed everybody. Now I became this weird ass monster to kill.
Well, it's also because like, the other ones, they don't regret the things they've done. It's like they just have they were born on the wrong side of the universe.
So they're just dicks.
See,
they're evil.
She seems to be the most redeeming so far out of all of them, I think. And I don't know if it's just because they get into the fact that she is more aware of the fact that these Earths are like lower tier Earths, and she views it as like, well, we were never given a chance.
Yeah,
like these other Earths had to rise, cream of the crop, to the top, so we just get shitted on, and everything bad happens.
I like that she says like, we're their nightmares and they're our dreams.
Right. That was really cool.
Somebody pointed out to me, and I hadn't realized this, but they wonder if this might be tied in a little bit with the Batman book, or where they're going with the Batman book in terms of foreshadowing their her relationship with Sylvester, Kyle, which is a decent segue into the Batman book.
The Batman book.
But a lot of people, well, I don't know if I should say a lot of, because that might be starting the speculation train, but just him having seen it with very that's all he's reading is Metal, and he was saying, is that, you think that's some sort of foreshadowing towards where they're going with Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne, that this might end tragically with Selina dying? And I was like, well, Batman shouldn't have a happy ending.
See, I could definitely see that, because it's hard for me to believe that this whole issue is about them finally. She said yes last issue to getting married, and now they're going on sort of an adventure. And I don't see them being married, really. So I feel like if it does, it's going to last, 2 months of comic book time or whatever, or real time, and then she's going to die.
This issue was fine, but tons of parts of it made no sense at all.
It was a really quick read too.
Yeah.
And she's like, Alfred's like, oh, that was fucking Superman on the phone. Superman can, like, hear you breathe. He doesn't need to call you. And if you're lying to him, he's going to be like, nah.
Yeah, but, like-
you ain't shit, Alfred. Like, back up. And then that huge dude is like, don't fuck with me. I turn away armies. And then he gets beat up by fucking Catwoman. Like, give me a break.
I was a little turned off by because she was like, "Can I do it?" And
Not
then she
to
just has her
mention-
whip.
The dude is 3 times as tall as her.
Right.
So, and then when they keep calling each other Bat and Cat, I'm just like, oh my god. Trick me with the
Well, the other
Yeah,
thing
their pet name.
with that,
Yeah, well,
like
fuck off.
that matchup, is that he talks about like turning away armies, and he was in place by the Justice League of America. So
Right.
this dude is obviously hard as
And then
shit.
in this page, he's like 100 feet tall, and then later his head is like smaller than her shoe. It makes no sense.
I don't know.
I love you, Tom King, but whew, your ups and downs on Batman are up, and they are way down. And then this part, this lady's talking, and it's coming out of Talia al Ghul's mouth,
Oh yeah, that's just
and then
that's a clear
it
error.
makes no sense. Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, random voice in my head, give me my sword."
that's got to be a lettering error because
Yeah.
I saw that too, and I was like, that's the other person talking.
yeah, the last page.
right.
But
It was like they miss.
that's
appropriated
cool
it.
that they did that, though. I like how he has to go to Talia al Ghul because I guess it's probably something where they're still married.
Maybe.
So like he has to get like divorced or
He's like,
something.
"Yo,
I don't know if they
Yeah.
were married or if he's like, yo, don't fuck with my new lady.
Or he's like, "Yo, let me battle you, and if I win, we're like divorced."
yeah. Well, that's how it works for the League of Assassins.
Yeah, because otherwise, I mean, why does he have to? Who the fuck cares about Talia al Ghul?
And
Why
then-
does he get?
Yeah, well, we'll find out in like 4
Right,
issues.
yeah.
He never gives us an answer like right away.
My
Like,
hating
what
on
are they,
Damian.
What are they doing in Santa Prisca? We'll find out in 4 issues,
Right.
I guess.
When he's like, Robin's, Damien's always like, I'm the hardest fucking Robin, blah, blah. Then he just starts bawling his eyes out for no reason all the time. Like, every issue he's like, I'm the hardest Robin. I hate adults. And then he's like, I need an adult. And I'm just, ugh.
Well, even in the scene, they're like, "Oh my God, is it snowing in hell?" He's
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, he's did that the last 20 fucking issues.
Well, he did it in metal, which I think is bad timing for that joke. Because I'm like, well, but he just like he's vulnerable in everything. he's
Yeah,
in.
it is kind of clashing together a little bit, but maybe that's part of it. Maybe he's like, starting to break apart, and that's part of his character. Maybe he's gonna go rogue and be evil or something like that.
Nah, don't get your hopes up.
I know, right? That would be too
God.
cool.
Hopefully he goes evil and then just falls into hell and dies. That would rule. That would be.
And
the
then
best
I'm
thing
sure
to
he'll
happen.
fall right into a Lazarus pit.
Yeah, and I'll be like, now I'm even younger, and I hate
That's it,
adults even
yeah.
more, and I'm just go hang myself.
Oh no! Don't do that. Don't go
Yeah,
hang
that
yourself.
would stink.
Oh,
no.
So sad.
Everybody would be so sad.
Why don't you do it? We'll see what happens.
Yeah, let us know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
Just come
And I
back.
come in, I'm like, it's filled with Damian Wayne.
You're like, I should have never done this.
Check me up.
Alright, so now we should switch gears, I think, to Marvel. We've given DC its due. So Marvel's still trucking on with Legacy. There's
Yeah, my man, are you
Was it-
wearing slippers?
Yeah, I am.
Come on.
Kyle's wearing slippers to this podcast.
I'm going real low key
You're
today.
real low-key.
Alright, Thor 700.
Oh man, are you wearing slippers?
Okay, well that's a good segue because you know who also wears slippers? I feel like Loki. I feel like
Yeah,
Loki's a
I feel
guy
like
who
he's a
wears.
slipper man.
He's a slipper
Yeah.
guy. He's always got.
I'm
this,
going low key. He's low
He's
key.
low-
Oh, you walked into that one.
See, I was.
Go to Damien
There
Hell.
you go.
Give me a...
Yeah. So this is it. 700 issues.
Because I got that number.
Give or take. Yeah.
Organically.
Yeah, organically, probably more.
Because
but-
they wanted it.
Yeah, so this is a cool issue where they dive into a lot of things, and I feel like a lot of recent artists of Thor's and some
Yeah, I think
well-known.
every Thor that's alive is in this because they don't have Ultimate Thor, obviously.
It's not
But, like,
organic
every-
as McDonald's.
You think so?
Well, instead of it being like a couple different stories, they just kind of go in and out. of
So
each
they
other.
weave in the overarching story of it. That's a
Thunderstrike
good
is in it.
idea.
Oh, and neither is
Better Ray Bill.
Better-
Beta Ray
Bill
Bill,
isn't.
but his hammer might be in it.
Nah, his hammer is gold.
Yeah, but like, well, All right.
His hammer is Stormbreaker.
So, spoilers, there's a foreshadow, like, 2-page spread, and it seems to foreshadow that Odin's son's going to become Thor again, but not quite with classic Mjolnir, because he has a gold Mjolnir.
Yeah, but it's not in the shape of Beta Ray Bill's either.
Yeah, Ray
and
Bills
they did,
has like a blade.
Okay,
And
yeah,
I
'cause
don't
I saw it, and
know-
I was like, oh, didn't Beta Ray Bill, like, offer his hammer, and Odin's son
Right,
was
so
like,
they had
no.
that, but he passed it. So I see what you're saying, but it's also kind of hard for me to believe that he would then be like, "Oh yeah, I'll take your hammer." I was just joking.
Yeah, but this is for all the realms, so it could be like, these could be Thor in any.
Oh, he
realm.
also has a gold
gold
arm too.
and
I
an
don't think he
axe.
has like.
Yeah.
Well,
He has
yeah,
a
he
silver
has, he
arm.
has the Yarnbjorn.
And then like
yeah.
Loki is the Infinity Gauntlet, so this could be
But that's
either a prelude to something happening, or it could just be because then there's Loki again. He has like weird hair. Like
right. Well,
Oh.
they've been hinting for a couple
Wow.
years that Loki's going to end up with Gore's Necro sword.
Right, so that's that whole
God
back,
Butcher.
Yeah,
Or at least like he's going to end up with it in the future with like King
old
Thor.
Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's super cool. This is what's neat about this book is where like I have my thing against Dan Slott, but with Jason Aaron on Thor, he's been on it for so long now, but he keeps weaving in and out and back
Yeah, and
to
he'll-
thing that he did now. What he's been on this book for I don't even know
A while.
50 more
there was
issues.
26 of the other of the
For
God
his
of
first
Thunder,
one,
and then
yeah.
And then
22 of the new one.
of the
Mighty
I think
Thor.
Mighty Thor, and now this is 7. So yeah, it's
And then he
it's
did
got to be
Secret
over
War.
50,
Yeah.
50 issues. So he's had a lot, and he clearly loves Thor because
Yeah.
he's
He loves
doing
like the mythos. Of
the
all
mythos.
of it,
Yeah, he knows a lot about it. There's always stuff in here that I don't know, like all the
Norns.
different the Norns. No
I'd
idea
never
who they
seen them
were.
before.
I'm sure they probably talked about it at one point, but not recently, as far as I know. And I've been reading Thor for probably 8 years now, like all the books. I guess I'm a Thor fan.
I love this Thor run.
The Thor run is awesome, but like Thor is like it's weird because this book is not a book that I'm like, oh, I have to read it, but I always enjoy it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Every time I read it, I'm like, this is a great book.
Right? Yeah, but it's never top of the pile for the most part.
At least
for me.
except for this issue because it's so
right,
They
so
got-
and it's
big.
meaty. This is a
all
big
of the best
issue.
Thor's artists on it.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. So they have all of them, even like that one
like Walt
artist.
Simonson.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, he does like the
OG.
first last
Yeah.
Yeah,
page.
it's
yeah.
awesome. Oliver Quapel.
Well worth your $6. I would
Oh yeah,
say.
it's a good
Which
book.
might be the first time. It's definitely the first time on this podcast I'm saying
That we
about
never said
Marvel.
that.
Yeah,
Mike Del Mundo.
yeah, you're getting a lot. There's a lot. It's a lengthy read as well, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on.
Yeah, if you're not into Jason Aaron's Thor run, now's a really good time to get into it.
Because I wasn't into it at all, and I thoroughly enjoyed this issue. But just like Legacy, the main story didn't interest me at all. Where she was fighting She-Hulk, it was the little
See, I didn't take that as the main story.
Yeah,
I took the Norn story as the
stuff
main
where,
one.
and then at the end,
But I mean, there's clearly the most of her fighting She-Hulk.
right? Well,
True.
They got it because she's gonna. Hopefully, she dies soon. I want her to be gone.
Wow.
Well,
I thought-
it's
I thought,
called the death of the mighty
Yeah,
Thor.
the Lady Thor, but it
So-
could maybe it's a fake out. I mean,
I
they've been
thought,
playing up Jane Foster as like always on the ground, or
Dead on the
she's
moon.
she's quitting her treatment.
The ego Galactus part I thought was so unbelievably lame, though. It was so lame. But the Frog Thor
Fun.
part, so
Frog.
much fun.
yeah,
So much
Where he's
fun.
like, it ends with him like about to beat down some rats.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's just fighting rats, and in between he like
He
fucking
solved the
PI solved the
murder.
murder.
Or, let's
He
not
made
forget,
he made the murderer get rained on.
he saves Jane Foster too.
Yeah, he
He
does.
saves the life of Jane Foster.
That
He's
was-
Like, how about a little meal
Yeah.
And literally, I think the most important part of this issue is the one page where Hela is talking to Thanos, and it's one page, and that's it. That's all they mention of it.
Yeah. Well, so that continues a weird trend that Marvel has where they somehow know, I guess, what's going to be happening in the movies or have an idea, and they start seeding some ideas for movies a couple months or a year
Right.
beforehand because the rumor for a while that seems pretty credible now with this issue is that on the movie side of things, Instead of doing Thanos having a love affair with death as a literal persona, they're just going to use Hela because she's the goddess of death.
Right.
And seems more like credible to be like, oh, so there's two gods of death.
Right.
And it's like, well, we already have this one playing by Kate Blanchett, and she's
Right.
going to be introduced.
So fun.
Yeah, and she's going to be introduced before the Infinity War as it is. It makes a lot of sense. I hope they don't go that route, like where sometimes they copy it in the comics, where they're like, okay, that character doesn't exist anymore. It's
Right. So this is my fear with it, and I see it happening, and it's probably one of my biggest complaints with Marvel is I'm not so into them following the movie. And
Right.
they do it, everyone
They should
knows.
cross-pollinate.
That's fine. But they do it to a point where a lot of times it doesn't even feel organic, and it feels very forced. Where you're
Right.
like, oh yeah, of course the Infinity what are they called now? Gems?
They're called
Stones.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, the stones.
They were
in the
gems,
movie,
now they're
and now they're stones. I'm not into that because to me it just kind of feels shoehorned. They're just
Right.
like, the fucking movie's coming out. Here you go. The Infinity Gauntlet. It's back. Thanos. You saw it on the big screen. Come and read it now. And the thing is, I don't really think people are like, oh, I saw it on the big screen. Now I'm going to sit down and read a book. Because
Or
most
even
people
that,
are
or if
gonna
they're
read
like,
it
they
more.
read a book and they're like, gems, I want to see the stones.
I
And
wanna-
they throw it at the wall.
Yeah.
It's like, everyone knows that it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
What about the last page where it's
Your
just
audience
like a
is smart.
stick figure?
For,
These
Oh,
artists
but that's that
phone it in
origin.
So bad.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of them are going to hit it out.
And
of
then
the
where
park.
she's like, I need to touch my hammer or I'll turn into Jane Foster and I'll be crushed.
yeah, but there
Like,
you go.
that's like
then-
some weird like 70s shit where they have to explain it because the art's not good enough to tell you what's happening.
Well, not a lot of people know that she's not. She transforms into this god, whereas like
Thor was just Thor.
Like
Yeah.
Thor is just always Thor. He's just this big ass dude.
So sweet.
Oh,
And my
alright.
boy Tooth Gnasher.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's what I was
R.I.P.
gonna say,
Tooth
too.
Gnasher.
R.I.P.
Come on, dude. I know
I
that Mangog is like hard as shit. Yo, but Tooth Gnasher.
Yeah, I was pretty upset
Not
about
into it
it.
at all.
Yeah, I wasn't into it either, but he's gonna.
I
fight.
followed Tooth Gnasher since Original Sin, where he's pulling Thor. And I was
I'm
like,
a big Tooth
damn,
Gnasher guy.
right.
Oh, gee, Tooth Gnasher
Oh,
fan.
gee,
I was
yeah,
like,
so-
sweet, he rides a ram.
But kill anybody else. Like, I felt that death was like. And like, I like Tooth Gnasher as like, because just to be like a dick. Be like, yeah, Tooth Gnasher, he's great.
No,
But
I like
it didn't make any sense
sweet
because,
goat.
like, yeah, I killed a goat, and it's like, cool, I could probably kill a goat if I really tried, you know?
But it's like he also like popped his head off without doing. Like he was just like, whatever.
I always thought.
Yeah, but
No,
Mangog
ever,
has
I
always
can't
been, like,
pop a head off.
the hardest, Thor villain, so it makes sense. But it was just, I don't know, kill that fucking murder dog. instead.
No, he's awesome.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Thor is awesome.
He's alright.
I always took Tooth Gnasher as like the goat dies and then he finds another one and he's like, you're now Tooth
Tooth Gnasher
Gnasher
too.
Yeah.
too. But-
Teeth Gnasher.
Tooth Masher.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and then that's fine. I'm fine with that. That's what I want to believe because this death has resonated with me so much.
It speaks into my soul.
Yeah, that I was so affected by it. That that's
Even
just-
my dark heart.
I'm gonna write into Jason Aaron and ask him.
Right
Was
into
that the
him,
real Tooth Gnasher
right
that
into-
died?
I recommend that everybody listening to this write into Jason Aaron
That's-
about the death of Tooth Gnasher and why there's no memorial.
I
Yeah.
also recommend you all to still send your dick pics to Kyle at comicmadnesskyle@gmail.com.
Please, someone do it. I
For every
wonder.
dick pic you send, I will write a letter to Jason Aaron about
Oh, yes.
the death of Tooth Gnasher.
I wonder if you get this graded. Do you think it says Mighty Thor 700, 9.8 Death of Tooth Gnasher?
Maybe.
Official. I might have to shell out the like $50
Just to
see if it comes back like that. I'm sure somebody's gonna. Oh, you know what? They have really high end variants that are kind of pricey now. We'll
Oh,
see
yeah,
it
the
eventually.
Hello one.
They have a 1 in 100 Adam Hughes, and whew, people love Adam Hughes. So they'll get that graded, and I'll be able to see it and save some money. But I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you in mind. The Madness Legion. I'll
Keep
you.
you.
I'll keep you in mind. Okay, moving on. We'll go on to Deadpool versus Old Man Logan. This is that series that does not seem to die, where Deadpool fights
Somebody.
somebody,
doesn't even-
Marvel Universe, literally anyone and anything he will fight.
But this one is Deadpool verse, not Deadpool kills.
True.
And it's the world's blandest cup. It's so bad.
It's
Well,
also the
it
world's
works
blandest comic.
Yeah.
So
I read it.
you set yourself up for that one.
I literally read it in 2 minutes, a couple minutes before we started recording, and I was like, well, I did that.
You're like, that's a comic I read.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, get the weapon. You're like, obviously that's that fucking girl.
Right.
They're not going to say get. They're going to be like, get Wolverine. Everybody's ass on Earth knows.
Well, it'll
who
be
he
like,
is.
get weapon X, and we'll be like, okay, it's Wolverine.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, Wolverine. Get the weapon.
Yeah.
Is her power that she drops weird things on people?
I don't know, dude. Her power is just fucking.
Because,
lame.
like, a hot dog stand falls on them, and I was like, where did that come from?
And then like an airplane and stuff.
Yeah,
and I was
that's
like-
right.
I was like, ah,
She's probably one of those. She probably just has bad luck powers or whatever.
Yeah, she's like Black Cat. Or
Yeah, like
Domino or- well,
luck
Domino's.
probability, I think is what they call it. Domino
Yeah.
has it too, where there's no real definition. They're just like, oh yeah, crazy shit happens.
luck.
Doesn't Domino have good luck though? Not give other people bad luck.
Oh yeah, I guess you're
Yeah.
right. She has good luck, and then Black Cat gives bad luck to everybody but her.
Yes.
And then you have Luck Shot, right? Luck Shot, or what's the
Long
one?
Shot?
Long Shot, who is probability control. I don't necessarily think his
Yeah,
stuff has
he's
anything
like-
to do.
Domino, Bullseye, and
Right,
you
he's
know,
like,
like
there's an
this.
85% chance. Now it's 100.
choo 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 choo.
And you're like, oh, cool. Yeah, so Deadpool versus Old Man Logan. Real quick hit on this one. I'm gonna say pass.
Pass.
It's kind of boring. Were you in?
I'll read the second.
You'll
I'll
read the second?
I didn't mind it.
I'm so sick.
I
of
like
these,
the art
though.
too, so I'll give it. I'll give it another.
I liked Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, and then anytime I pick these up, I'm not into it.
I like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe again too. I thought that was fun.
I'm not into, like, 5 puns every page. He's like,
This one's not for you.
Then it must be punishment for you.
oh, go to Damien Hell.
Go to Damien Hell.
Oh,
All right. Next up, Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk.
this is, we weren't actually. He's gonna keep doing it. How long? This is actually a book we weren't really going to do, and then decided to do it.
Because I read it and it was hot, hot, hot.
This one is for a listener of ours, Doug. This one goes out to you. Big Incredible Hulk fan. Also a big fan of the show. So the two forces are coming together to appease that one. That's what we do here. You know? You keep it up. We know what you like. Yeah, we'll give it a spin. We'll let
I
you
was
guys know.
super into it.
Yeah, I was really into it. I thought it was going to kind of just be a rehash of regular Planet Hulk, but no, he just goes back to the
Yeah,
original
I like
Planet.
how it's like Return to Planet Hulk, and there's one page where he's in a spaceship, and then he's just there.
He's just
like,
there, yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
hey, what's up? It's me, the Hulk. I'm like,
Right.
all right.
Mad Max on Planet Sakaar,
Yeah.
which we were discussing a little bit before we started, but I thought everyone was dead on Sakaar.
That's what I thought too. I had thought that everyone died. I thought the planet blew up. Did I misremember that?
You misremembered that.
It like melted
It's
over.
like
or
a
something.
part of it, maybe. No,
I know Scar was like the only survivor, but that's because
yeah, he was like in like a lake or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, he burst out of his mother's womb because he was a hulked out fetus or something. Yeah, because
Is that how you
Because
came
that's
up
how-
with
yeah. And so if you're a Hulk, you just burst the fuck out of it.
but right because she was still pregnant when she died.
She
and was
died, and
killed.
he was like, "Oh, I ain't getting them nutrients from this fucking core."
Well, the babies come out of stomachs, right?
Yeah, no, babies come out of the butt.
Don't you know nothing?
Don't you know
It
anatomy?
comes out of the
And
butt.
don't forget to get
So it just blows the butt up.
don't forget to get the
Pregnancy
Hulk
blows
book
your
so
butt
you
out.
can get the Venom value
The Venom
stamp.
value stamp.
The value stamp.
I hope you're
It brings-
getting ready for your value stamp book they're putting out.
It brings value to your life.
But yeah, this was a neat issue. He just shows up. They're like, "Oh no, you've returned! Finally, our champion! You will bring us to the promised land." And he's kind of like, "What the hell are you talking
and he's like,
about?"
He's not.
It's kind of me, but it ain't.
Yeah.
He's like, "That's not really what I'm all about." So then he has a cool gladiator battle. He fights some people. He gets fully into the Hulk, and then just hulks out.
And they start stabbing him, and he holds out, and it's
Yeah.
so awesome.
It's
Yeah, because
so
that's what they
awesome.
wanted to do. Then finally, at the end, they're like, "The fucking World Breaker is back."
It is funny that it's called
Yes.
Return to Planet Hulk if he's never been there before.
Oh.
But we're
But we
returning to it as an audience,
Right, I get that it's like it's just Planet
Yeah,
Hulk
just-
2, which I'm
just
like,
being a dick.
sweet. Like, this is fine, because it's been 10 years ago, so I'm like, I'm ready for a sequel.
Damn, it's been 10 years.
Dude,
It's been
I think
a
it has.
long
Yeah.
Wow.
time, dude.
That World War Hulk was like 2008?
I'm fucking old, dude.
I remember when that first came out.
I remember
you're saying.
picking the first issue.
I remember doing
I
this.
remember seeing it in the wild.
The only thing I have against it, which is more of like a kind of a nerd general thing, I'm kind of sick of the Mad Max. Everyone's doing it now. I feel like everyone always has an episode, or you're playing a video game or in comics. There's always this Mad Max motif sort of thing where they're
It's
all
like the new
riding
zombie.
Yeah, they're riding on bikes and they're in the desert wasteland, and everyone's got this like metal armor.
And they're all going, "Aroo."
And I saw Mad Max and I liked it, but I don't like
I think
it.
it's got a couple years left. I'm
Oh,
still
oh,
into it.
don't
I saw
tell me
Mad
that.
Max, and I did not like it at
Yeah,
all.
let's bring back steampunk.
Yeah,
I'm done with Mad
Ugh.
Max.
let's just bring back magic.
Yo,
Whoa,
let's
magic.
just be Victorian era steampunk guys.
Okay.
That's gonna be the new us. So coming next episode, we're gonna be talking with accents. We're all gonna have Twitter
Yeah,
mustaches.
you're gonna have to download this off of like a record.
yeah, we're gonna be hand
Was
delivering
it
a
a Vox
record.
box?
Well, yeah.
Or was it Bioshock Infinite?
You're gonna have to like get a thing and crank it.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Yeah.
to crank it and then
You
we'll
gotta
deliver
get
it.
your Victrola
on our-
out and
yeah.
crank it.
Downloading, I mean delivery by blimp.
Delivery
Just-
by
Just
air.
shoot your signal up into the air.
By
and
mechanical bird.
about 5 to 10 days, we'll have flown over and we'll deliver.
And
Yeah.
we'll drop it.
I'll have my blunderbuss and I'll like fill it up and I'll be like, "Good day, sir. Here you go."
And then I'll blow the steam whistle
Yeah.
and go. "Toot." I'll be like, "There's your steam for you."
Oh, steampunk. Yeah, I want that to happen.
I'll be. You want to?
You wanna do it? All right. Come on. Come
I
in
gotta
the
get
shop.
my top hat and my monocle.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll be like,
Alright.
well.
All right, so then to give everyone else their fair due, we're going to talk about an indie book here that I think we talked about in the first one. Realm number
It
one.
might have been on a lost episode.
Yeah.
No, I think we talked about it. No, I think it was on a lost one, but I remember we
Briefly.
talked about it very briefly because I hadn't read
You
it.
hadn't read it,
And now
so
I've
now
read
you're
both
caught up
issues.
both
Oh, yeah.
issues.
And that book is the shit.
It's so good.
Get into it because this one is a lot of fun. I keep saying it. I keep saying a lot of fun, but you know what?
You like steampunk. You like kaiju.
Yo.
You like magic.
Yo, you like.
You
You like
got
Mad
it
Max,
all.
you like robots,
Yeah.
zombies.
You like
Guess
Mad
what?
Max.
Pick this book up because it has like one of those.
But
things.
did you really like Stephen King's The Mist? But with magic, and you'll love Realm. It's much better than that sounds. It's so good.
Yeah, if
It's like we said it before. If we didn't do it on a lost episode, but it's Mad Max meets Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah, it's-
Kinda.
So yeah, it's got orcs in it, and it's post-apocalyptic. It takes place in the U.S. There's even a little shot where he brings out a map, and it's, I think pretty clearly the United States.
Yeah.
Well, there's Texas right there.
What used to be.
What
Like,
used to be.
it's like 10 years after whatever happened that goblins and dragons showed up.
Right, and now they have all these cool, like, kind of mythological, like, Tolkien-esque creatures.
It's
And-
funny to me that like all the goblins still fight with swords, and yet everyone's like mowing them down with machine guns.
With guns, yeah. I don't know. I guess that's something
Maybe,
that's
yeah,
gonna be revealed.
I mean,
Maybe
it's
we'll
cool
see.
for me because I'm like, sweet. I'd love to be in that position where I have a gun and I can just mow down an army of goblins.
You want to
with
hunt
swords.
out? What did the orcs ever do to you, bro?
You guys ever read I Am Legend? Kind of reminded me of that, but instead of vampires, it's like orcs. Because they're in the city.
Yeah, but
Well, this is like a this is so. Are we all against orcs? Is that like a thing?
Yeah, I
that
think it's pretty
fantasy
clear.
has.
I think we're pretty clearly racist
Like-
against orcs.
Because that seems a shame. Like they can't all be like bad.
But they're all
people.
like, I like human flesh. I'm like, I'm not down with you
Yeah.
eating me.
That's true, and they do love war.
Maybe there's like a vegetarian orc. He would probably be okay.
Hey, you'd be sweet. Just let me know you're a vegetarian orc first.
And
Unless it's an orc trick. You know, they're all tricky.
They like monkey paw your
They're
ass.
well known for tricks, yeah. They're like, I'm a vegetarian, let me get some of that broccoli. Psych, I'm gonna eat your arm. And you're like, oh no, I got tricked by
You
an
hand it
orc.
to him and he just grabs your arm and he's like,
My humanity.
And you're like, this is how I lost the last one. Tricked again by an orc. Yeah, now you have no arms. Well, that sucks for orcs. I've always liked them.
Yeah, but you can't, dude, because they don't like you.
So here's the thing. Let's get down to it. If you like, Dungeons and Dragons, post-apocalyptic stuff, probably more so than anything else.
Yeah, for sure.
You will like it. It's really easy to get into, and
got
it's one of those
sweet ass magic.
Yeah, it's one of those cool things where they show you things, and you don't know what's going on, but it leaves you really intrigued, and you're not like, "What the hell is going
And they-
on?" You're like, "I need to know what that is."
Yeah.
And a lot of the art is really good, so they'll like, you know, for this example, this page, she has like some weird ass weapon, and you're just like, all right, I understand what that weapon does. I don't need it explained to me. You know?
Right.
She's like, "This is my cool battle knife, and it cuts 5 different ways." And you're like, "Wait, I thought knives cut 2 ways." And she's like, "Chink," and you're like, "I didn't need
It's
that."
got some pop culture
Some pop
references from
culture,
the
yeah.
early '90s. It's all good.
Pick it up. I would say out of everything we talked about this issue or this episode, I would recommend probably this the most.
Yeah, I think The Realm is a safe bet, and they just put out a second printing of the first issue, so it's easy to get now.
Yeah, you can pick it up real easy. $6 or $8 in total. $6. I'm real bad at math. I
Yeah.
just looked at it and yep, 4 plus 4 is not
You're
6.
real bad at being in steampunk too. So
Oh shit! Well, tune in next episode and we'll see where I'm at. Huh?
What if we did steampunk versus orcs? Who would win?
orcs.
What am I?
Because steampunks would have like fucking like
Yeah,
like,
pumping into their like single shot.
they'd have like muskets, yeah, and then the orcs, it would just like bounce off them.
and they'd be like adjusting
oh,
their
fuck.
monocle while they're getting
Yeah,
stabbed.
and then have like pull out their.
but then they're in a blimp, and orcs are like, oh fuck, we can't get up
they
there.
got bows out.
Yo,
Yeah,
but sometimes orcs have blimps. That's like the only like
Yeah,
they
they're
have
like
like
super
aircraft,
ghetto.
they're like
Yeah,
super
yeah.
ghetto, like leather one patchwork, and they're like, "Here we go, we're gonna get you.
We're going over the wall.
Going over the wall." And for some reason, it's the same exact.
I changed my mind. We're not
as-
steampunk
We're
anymore.
not-
We're gonna lose.
But they
We're gonna
do
lose
sometimes
those
have
guys.
cool like electric guns where they like crank it up and it's like I know too much.
You know too much about orcs. What was that other hot ass indie book? We should hit on real quick.
Maestros. Is that what it's called?
So
Is it a first issue?
good?
Yeah, it's a first issue. It's about this guy who it's about this magical kingdom, and the leader, the like prime leader of it, who is like a wizard. He gets killed. His family gets killed. So by succession, it falls on his half son, who is like an asshole wizard that lives on Earth.
He's like a shittier Constantine.
He's like a shittier Constantine, and there's a lot of good humor in the book. Surprisingly so. There's a literally a point in it where there's a sunflower guy, and he's talking to his mom, who is trying to find him on Earth to tell him to come back and lead this magical realm. And they go away, and the sunflower guy turns to the camera and says, "Well, we're fucked, right?"
Yeah. Or we are so fucked or something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, it was a real hoot, and I picked it up because I didn't
hoot.
I didn't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, it's awesome.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's sex in it too, so
It's
I
a
guess
little.
if you're
It's not for the kids.
a little racy at times, but there's a couple good laughs in it, and I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna,
sweet.
It's gonna be awesome because the main character seems like he's an asshole. So
Which is hilarious.
and there's a dick in it, so.
There is
Yeah,
a giant.
There's a
dick.
giant. Well, there's a little
Whoa,
dick and then a
there
giant.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why he's an asshole. He uses his magic to like con rich men out of their money.
Yeah, out of their money. Well, not really conning. I mean, he's making that dude's dick huge.
Yeah,
Is that
but
a con?
Is that a con?
It only
Money
lasts
well
for a bit.
spent.
Yeah.
I monkey paws him.
Yeah, he monkey paws the shit out of everybody.
He's like, here's your big dick, and then the dick like rockets off his body.
It's a rocket dick.
It's like, hey, there it goes.
Just flies in his face.
Oh, we talk about dicks too much.
Not enough.
Not enough. You know what? Write in. Let us know if we should talk about
dick
dicks more or less. And what does that say about us? I don't know. That's for you
I'm no
armchair therapists. Yeah. Just three dudes sitting on a couch. Why are you getting all close to me now? We're talking about dicks, dude. He just leaned over. Troy just leaned over.
He's
on
like, I just
me.
want to get you on a blimp alone.
Yeah, right? He's like, I heard you were talking about dicks for a long time. Now I want to get up real close.
I'm like, how does this make you feel?
Yeah, how does this make you feel? So that's
Or I was saying if our loving customers could get Maestro's #1 from us.
Oh, that was very
Ooh.
nice. I'm gonna say no because we sold out like instantly. So
Sorry,
that's me.
dudes. Second print coming.
Hold on, wait for it. Slow ass phone. He's getting it. He got it.
November 15th.
Ooh.
So,
That's not a
too
long
bad.
wait, just a month.
2 weeks,
Yeah.
month, something like that.
yeah. Sorry?
Sorry. All right, I think we're gonna go on to a new the
Hot
Reds. Hopefully, we'll have some sort of music for that. But as of now,
It'll have
that'll be
lasers
good.
in it.
It'll have lasers.
Yeah, for
and-
now we just got like. Oh, my
Oh,
phone's off.
sounds off. Yeah. there you go. Hot Reds.
Ah.
So this is a segment that we tried out last week, and a couple people seem to be into it. So maybe we'll make it a weekly thing. Essentially, we are just going to give recommendations of books that we think that you should read that you might have missed. It doesn't necessarily have to be an old book. It doesn't have to be an indie book. It's just a book that we think you may have missed and should read. Boom. I over-explained it. But mine is The Sixth Gun by Cullen Bunn. I think it was actually one of his first things that he did before he went on to like write for every character
Literally
and
everything.
publisher of all time.
Before he had 50 books.
Right, before he had 50 books. And
All of which are good.
all of them are good. Yeah, they're not bad.
At least readable.
So if you like Cullen Bunn, you'll love this. I would say it's probably one of his best things, and it's through Image, and it went on for like 50 issues or something like that. It's all in trade, and it is a Western fantasy story where they have these guns in the West, and they do different magic things.
There were 6 of them.
There's 6 of them. There's one that resurrects the dead. It shoots the guy, and the guy dies, and he comes back as a zombie. That's one of them. I'm not going to say all of it, but so they're fighting
Whet's
for.
my appetite.
They're fighting for these guns. Who wouldn't? I want that gun right now. I don't even own a gun. I'm not necessarily even really into guns. But you know what? If I can get one of the 6 guns, I would probably own it.
I shot a gun one time. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. See, I
But like
wouldn't mind
now
shooting a gun.
I'm over it.
Now you're over it. You got it out of your system.
Well,
So if you like fantasy, you like well-written stories, especially westerns, which you don't see a whole lot of, and not anymore anyway in this day and age, I would definitely pick that up.
now
So
that gun's just under the pillow.
now
just
the
in
gun's
case.
just in case, ready to shoot out ghosts. That's my hot rag.
My introduction to Colin Bunn was actually you recommending me that book, and now I read everything he writes.
So there you go. That's a good recommendation of my recommendation. I appreciate it.
Going on my recommendation is The Lone Ranger. It is, it has cowboys, Indians, death, revenge, all of the good stuff that makes a good Western.
Tonto.
Tonto's there.
Also, we did not plan 2 westerns.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
We're
it's
gonna
like, my rec is not a western.
Yeah,
So I was like, did I not get that text? We were doing westerns this week.
It's,
Oh, that's what
it
we should
is
do.
in my.
Fuck steampunk westerns.
It is probably might be in my top 10, but definitely in my top 15 books of all time. At least the first 2 story arcs. Toward the end, it got a little stale, but it was back when John Cassidy was good, so every panel is like fucking amazing. At least pick up the first 2 trades. You can go from there, and then it ended and it turned into Lone Ranger and Tonto, which is not good. So,
When you get to that point, just stop.
yeah. Well, it was restarted at #1. It was a different
different team.
team, and it just, I was so excited, and I read it, and I was so disappointed. So, at least pick up the first 2 trades. you will not be disappointed.
Kyle, what was your Western hot pick?
Well, mine takes
Fistful of
place in the
dollars.
Middle East.
Oh.
It's a Middle Eastern. No, so my pick is the OGN original graphic novel, Pride of Baghdad by Brian K. Vaughan.
That overrated freaking crook.
What?
What?
I hate Brian K. Vaughan.
Oh, wow.
Brian K. Vaughan, I hate you.
Damn.
You can come on the show though.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Please come on.
No, so somebody actually came into the shop looking for this the other day, and it reminded me how much I really like that book. It's a fictional personification of a real event that happened to a zoo in Baghdad where a bunch of animals escaped during like the Iraq War, and it's about a family of lions, and they're dealing with like the horrors and humanities that are going around during the siege, and interacting with other animals around the area and kind of trying to survive as this tiny pack. And the art's really gorgeous in it. It's a really
Gorgeous.
it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous book.
Oh, I just
Um,
absolutely love looking at the pictures. Go on, I'm sorry. You didn't do that.
Sorry,
I hate steampunk.
You didn't
now.
Since I'm cultured and you're swine. It's a really great book. It's just a one and done. It's an original graphic novel, so the commitment level is low. It's just a really great installment. So I would highly recommend picking it up.
All right, well then that
Those
is
are our hot
Hot
Rex.
Rex. That's good.
I got nothing else.
I got
Yeah.
nothing else either. I think that might be it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Starshine.
I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I will not
Oh,
be here
yeah,
next
have
week.
fun in Ireland.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
So Kyle's going on his
Kyle got
honeymoon.
married. Woo, woo.
Some pictures on Facebook.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
Oh, no. Carrie's going to kill your ass.
She's not gonna listen to this.
Cool.
I'm like, Carrie, download the last 4 episodes, and she's like, eh.
Yeah, but
like, you
we're
talk
like,
to me all
hey,
the
people
time.
out there in radio world, listen to us. And then you're like, yeah, my wife doesn't even listen to us.
Does your wife listen to us?
She does.
Oh, wow.
does.
Shit.
She
Carrie,
said,
listen
she
to
said
us.
that we're all dumb.
I listen to us. I don't have a significant other.
Ladies.
Ladies,
I can tell you from
hello.
experience at my wedding that Frank is a fine dancer.
There you go. I like to cut a rug. You know,
He literally likes that song, Single Ladies.
it's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Little,
As long
little
as he
beat.
doesn't
Got a little,
Little
Yeah.
Beyonce, you
Little-
know.
little Queen Bee.
Little
Yeah,
Queen
Queen
Bee
Bey.
can't ever go wrong, you know. So he won't be here next week. He will be having fun. Yeah, unfortunately, while you're in
We will
Ireland,
be joined by our pal Steve. He's going to fill in.
Steve will be filling in.
Very
so
kind of him.
first guest on the podcast. We'll see how it goes.
I don't think he's going to be more of a guest as much as we're not going to like interview him or anything.
No, well
He's
then
just
I
gonna
guess
kinda
it's
talk.
Guest
gonna be
perspective.
yeah,
Yeah,
guess.
that's true.
Well, what we
It
call
won't be Kyle.
It's a guy.
It won't be me.
It's a guy that's
It's
not
going to be the
Kyle.
third guy.
He's gonna be the third guy.
The replaceable
The
third wheel.
replaceable, old replaceable.
Oh, replaceable. All right, nerds. Peace.
I have to do the outro.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, no. Well, it's already like over now. I guess you can't do the outro,
You can do it.
guys.
You can do it. You can do
Oh,
it.
we got to talk about this.
You gotta go. I gotta pull it up. Hold on. This is super unprofessional. I'm
It's all right.
sorry.
We're on episode 4, so all the rules are out the door.
All the rules are out the door. But you know what? If you guys have any, while I have you, questions, criticisms, comments, please send them to us. Come see us at the shop.
Yeah.
Send them over to Kyle, whatever. We've had a couple people approach us and tell us what they think was working and what wasn't, and we're making
Yeah.
adjustments accordingly, and we really kind of appreciate that.
If there's any books we didn't talk about, you guys should definitely write in and let us know if we should check them out and talk about them on the show. It's been, 4 weeks now, so there's definitely some things I'm sure we overlooked that are probably like hidden gems that maybe you guys really liked, or you'd think all the rest of our listeners should have a chance at finding out about them. So again, write into comicmadnesskyle@gmail.com, and I will forward them to Frank this week. while
That'll be great. And then you know
Well,
what?
pub.
Send us your hot recs, and at very least, I will read them. I don't
Yeah.
know about the other two.
Yeah, send us a hot
I'll try
rack
to read them.
in a little description, and
Yeah. I have no life, so I'll read it.
We'll all read them and then talk about them.
Alright, but that's going to do it for us this week. The Craziest Comic Shop is closing its doors for the night. For the Comic Madness Variety Hour, I'm Frank.
I'm Troy.
I'm Kyle.
Goodbye.
All right, catch us next week with guest talker, I guess, Steve. We're going to do Batman the Merciless, Eternity #1, the new Goosebumps book, Jughead the Hunger, Punisher Platoon #2, and Thor Werewolf Frost Giants. Yay!
See you then.